Wait a minute. The ATF wants you to call them so they can SWAT your ex?
For Valentine's Day?
People ask me all the time, "Hey Brian, do you really use that keto elevate stuff and does it really work?" The answer is yes and yes. Never in my entire life have I lost body fat so quickly. Not even in my prime at 25, which is over 25 years ago. I'm approaching 54 this year. If you want to support the channel and do your health a favor, grab some with my link in the description.
Who initiated the Waco siege, guys? Who initiated the Waco siege? Well, we know, and I'm going to go to what most fake stream platforms, social media platforms, as some people would say, the Silicon Valley platforms would consider Wikipedia a top shelf authoritative source. So inciting who attacked, who initiated, who, in the words of Sylvester Stallone, initiated or drew first blood, it was FBI and ATF. And I'm just going to read the first two paragraphs of this. And this is very germane to what we're talking about today, because ATF is in the news today because of a tweet they just sent, and they haven't taken it down yet, unbelievably. The Waco siege, also known as the Waco massacre, was the law enforcement siege. It was the law enforcement siege of the compound. Does anybody know right off the bat, the Third Amendment about standing armies? We literally have standing armies in the ATF, the FBI, the DEA, local law enforcement, state, federal authorities. Those are literally standing armies of the compound that belong to the religious sect Branch Davidians. It was carried out by the U.S. government, the Texas state law enforcement, and the U.S. military between February 28th and April 19th, 1993. That's 51 days. The Branch Davidians were led by dastardly David Koresh. I don't care what you think about the religion. From all indications, no crime was committed because no victim was produced. Not one person was harmed against their will and against their consent by the Branch Davidians. But that didn't matter to the ATF, the Texas state law enforcement, and the U.S. military. The Branch Davidians were led by David Koresh and were headquartered at Mount Carmel Center Ranch in the community of Axtell, Texas, 13 miles northwest of Waco, suspecting the group of stockpiling illegal weapons. Wait a second. That was their crime? Stockpiling illegal weapons? What's an illegal weapon? If we got the Second Amendment, what makes that weapon illegal? Just because a group of political parasites got together and said, well, we're going to call these things over here illegal. Remember what they did back in the 1920s? They declared your alcohol illegal. And then all of a sudden it became legal. Legal, illegal, legal again. On midnight, before the clock struck midnight in 1920, before that law went into effect, it was perfectly legal, and you weren't a criminal for buying, selling, and transporting alcohol. All of a sudden, and that was at 11:59, it was legal, and you weren't a criminal. But all of a sudden, 1 minute later or 1 second later, when the clock struck 12, now it was illegal to buy, sell, and transport alcohol, and now you were a criminal, whereas you weren't before, just because some of the most corrupt men among us, politicians, said that it was illegal and you're a criminal. Think about the lunacy of the concept of legality and illegality. Legality does not equal morality any more than illegality equals immorality. There are things that are illegal that are highly moral. It used to be illegal to free slaves. That used to be illegal. And they looked at you as a criminal if you freed slaves. But a highly moral act. It's legal to end the life of a baby in the womb. And if you step in the way of that, you become a criminal. So this concept of illegality and legality is all a construct of the mind. So they suspected the group of stockpiling illegal weapons. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, that's the ATF. Let's see, what's the ATF known for? Oh, that's right, Mexican gun running. The guns that the ATF ran to the Mexican cartels one of them ended up killing servicemen. So they know a little bit about trafficking in illegal guns. Obtained a search warrant for the compound. Why? Who would give them a search warrant? The judge should have looked at them and go, what do you mean stockpiling weapons? We have a Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed. Far be it from me to write this order and take down this warrant and give it to you for them to do something that's a constitutionally protected activity. Stockpile all the weapons and ammo you want to, according to the Second Amendment. Or is it really shall be infringed? Because that's the way they act. As well as a select few of group members. The incident began when the ATF attempted. I'm getting to a point here. This is coming to a head because we're going to go to the tweet that was just recently tweeted out. I don't know who pressed the send button on the tweet we're about to read, but it's pretty off the wall. The incident began when the ATF attempted to serve a search and arrest warrant on the ranch. So not only are they going to violate the Second Amendment, they're going to violate the Fourth Amendment right for these people to be secure in their person's houses, papers, and effects. An intense gunfight erupted. Why? Because criminals were trespassing on private property to do harm to the owners of that property. And the criminals, by the way, had uniforms, badges, and came with the authority of the state. Those were the criminals. An intense gunfight erupted, resulting in the deaths of 4 government agents, and some say these 4 government agents died by friendly fire. I'm not saying that. Some people said that. 6 Branch Davidians. Upon the ATF's entering of the property and failure to execute the search warrant, a siege lasting 51 days was initiated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Eventually, the FBI launched an assault and initiated a tear gas attack. The FBI, according to what mainstream platforms and Silicon Valley platforms would say is a top shelf authoritative source, Wikipedia, the FBI and the ATF and the Texas government launched an assault and initiated an attack, an attempt to force the Branch Davidians out of the ranch. Shortly thereafter, the Carmel Center became engulfed in flames. The fire resulted in the deaths of 76 Branch Davidians, including 25 children, 2 pregnant women, and David Koresh himself, they say. So 76 people died in the fire in the attack that was initiated by the government authorities. Now let's go ahead and talk about this tweet by the ATF, and it's unbelievable, but it's still up. Let me check. Is it still up? Yes, it is still up. Here is what the ATF just tweeted out a couple hours ago. Valentine's Day can still be fun even if you broke up. Do you have information about a former or current partner involved in illegal gun activity? Let us know and we'll make sure it's a Valentine's Day to remember. And then they put in the original tweet, they actually put there you go. They actually put their phone number. In other words, give us a call. We'll send out a group of our trained tax cattle-funded mercenaries to bust down your ex-partner's door, flashbang their kids and pets, and possibly end their life while holding them at gunpoint for hours. Call now before midnight tonight. Psychological operators are standing by. That might as well be what they said. And then they put this little meme right here. Got an ex who buys or sells guns illegally? We know about illegal gun sales. Don't you, ATF? We would love to meet and treat them to a Valentine's Day surprise. This is like, hey, call us. We'll SWAT them for you. This is literally the ATF giving you their phone numbers so they can SWAT. Hey, go ahead and SWAT your ex. You don't like them? You broke it off on bad terms. Hey, if they're involved in anything that you suspect is illegal, we'll go ahead and SWAT them for you. Justin Amash says abolish the ATF. This person says the ATF wants you to snitch on your ex so they can bust down their door and shoot their dog as a Valentine's Day surprise. These people are sick. Truly, they are sick. And they lack the awareness to realize even now that this is highly immoral. Highly immoral. The quartering says abolish the ATF. This person says, have you considered having your ex murdered by government proxy? Because if not, the ATF has a special Valentine's Day offer for you. How is everybody else onto this, but the ATF is not? Has the romance gone out from your relationship? Has the fire died? Let the ATF light that spark to get the flames rolling in the bedroom. And then they have the flames of Waco. The ATF needs to be abolished, this person says. This guy says, Dear ATF, I would like to report my ex, Hunter Biden, who was involved in illegal gun activity. Happy Valentine's Day, Hunter. Signed the Second Amendment. The Twitter is a horrible place, but it's worth it because every once in a while you get content like this. The ATF telling people to snitch on their ex for Valentine's Day. Think about that, guys. Think about how dangerous it is to call a government agency and have anybody swatted. And yet that is exactly what the ATF is trying to encourage here. The ATF should be dismantled. I wonder, you know what? I didn't even look it up before I did this video right here, but how much does the ATF per year? In fiscal year 2020, ATF had 5,082 employees, including 2,653 special agents. Hey, what do you do at the ATF? I'm a special agent. I'm not just a run-of-the-mill agent. I'm a special agent. And 760 industry operations investigators. Its fiscal year 2020 enacted budget was approximately $1.4 billion for the ATF, guys. No lie. Look at this. Not 1.4 million, $1.4 billion for the criminals at the ATF who want to SWAT your ex. No remorse. Looks like the ATF is going full ATF today, this person says. The ATF got absolutely ratioed on Twitter today. I'm proud of every single one of you glorious bastards. I will vote for anyone who vows to dismantle the ATF. And Young Americans for Liberty, this is basically an invitation to SWAT an ex you don't like. So incredibly dangerous. Abolish the ATF. You know how many lives can be put in danger if somebody calls this number right here and says, oh, I know of an illegal gun. If you suspect, they'll come and bust down somebody's door, flash bang their kids and their dog. The ATF is worse than a psychotic ex. I like that Hunter Biden one so far. I'm going to try to keep this video short. I know I get long-winded on these, but, I'm going to, let me check and see if this is still live. Yep, ATF has still not taken this down. It is still there. Check that out. Actually, you know what? Before we leave, let's look under the ATF. What is actually wrong with you? This person says. I never thought highly of you, and I'm still disappointed. Yes, guys, I'd like to report someone who set an entire compound full of children and their parents on fire and shot anyone who escaped. Then they went and trafficked guns to Mexican cartels who used those guns to kill innocent Americans and Mexicans. They should be disbanded. Very good. It's incredible, but completely unsurprising that not only were there no consequences for that, they've managed to control the narrative to this day and still claim it was the Branch Davidians' fault. The ATF is like a box of chocolates. They'll kill your dog. So they're getting hammered. I can't believe they have 4,613 likes, but they're getting hammered on the ratio scale. What do you think? If you think that the ATF should be disbanded, should be completely abolished, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I guess we can talk about it down there. But this is completely egregious that they would invite people, and people will do this. People will actually call. People will be this bitter against their exes that they will call the ATF to have their ex swatted. All right, guys, leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and I will see you guys in the next video.